Hi everyone, we are here at Data+AI Summit and look who I with me, Youssef, my very good friend. Youssef, welcome to the Rawat Show. Such a pleasure. Great announcements at the keynote, but we're going to get more into it. But before getting into that, would you like to tell us a little about what you do at Databricks?
Yeah, for sure. But first of all, I'm super happy to be here with you. I've been following for quite some time, like watching all your recordings, and they're just amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the work you're doing for the data community.
Yep.
You've been like, I've been following for quite some time, and it's just amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you first for this amazing job.
100%.
Yeah, talk a little bit about me. I'm Youssef. I'm a solution architect working for Databricks, and I'm based in Paris, and I cover mainly startups and DNB. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to help you with all of your issues.
And Yusuf really is the most approachable person when it comes to talking about Databricks, the different problems, helping the community, and much more. So you can count on that. Yusuf, great announcement this morning at the keynote, and I'm super pumped about listening all the great announcement. Talk about the free edition, talk about
Indeed.
agent breaks, talk about MLflow 3.0, a lot many more things that were announced. I would love to know a little bit from you as well. What do you think about the keynote announcements? And tell us a little bit about the Databricks free edition. What is that?
Yeah. So basically, Databricks revamped the community edition.
Nice.
Like, we created a new version called Free Edition, where anyone can just go spin up a workspace within a few seconds. It can literally fit in a reel or a short. That's super fast, and they can access almost all of Databricks features for free to make sure that they can practice or increase their knowledge. So this is like an easy way to get started with Databricks.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then it also kind of gives a lot more opportunity to those who are wanting to make mistakes
Yeah.
and learn from it, right? So it becomes an interesting platform. So congratulations on that announcement. It definitely helps the larger community out there to get their hands on Databricks. I'm also curious to learn a little bit about Databricks AI BI and also the Databricks One.
Yeah.
We should jump right into it. And my, first thing that I wanted to ask was around AIBI and Databricks One are about democratization and getting data and AI into the hands of all users, including the business users. What do you think
Exactly.
about it?
So first, let's talk about AIBI. It was announced 1 year ago,
Yep.
and since then, like a lot of features came in. First, we rebranded the dashboard. Now it's called AIBI Dashboard. Why? We're bringing AI to the dashboard to make sure that every single person can build dashboards easily.
Yep.
So basically, you can just text, "Hey, I don't know, uh, do a chart of like revenue by product," and you're good to go. No longer need to have this deep experience in dashboarding to build a cool one.
Yep.
And the second part is about Genie. Like Genie is like the way where we can go further and discuss with your data. It's like literally talking with a data analyst who can write SQL queries for you, and that's it. Like, hey, I want to know like how many
So helpful.
sales I did last year. You have the answer quickly.
Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes, going and reading through the dashboards kind of also become a challenge. And if there's a genie that can really help you to get through and get your answers really quickly, why not, right?
Yeah, yeah, and that was the purpose of my talk yesterday. It was like literally saying dashboards are good; they can help you with so many things. But what if the question you're looking for is not answered by dashboard?
Right.
So Genie will cover this part, and you can just ask a question, and you will have fast answers. And we have been releasing many features to improve the AIBI Genie. Like we're talking about something called Knowledge Store.
Knowledge store, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
where you can just like talk about deploy your synonyms, define your joins,
Yep.
comments. It's like basically a way to empower you to increase the availability or the accuracy of your Genie rule.
Right, I love it. Yusuf, those were fantastic points, and I totally agree with that. Also, I'm kind of curious because you talk to a lot of customers, and I'm pretty sure you get a lot of feedback. You also understand what's working for them, what's not working. Uh, what have you been observing are like the biggest challenges to being, truly data driven across entire company? Can you share something around those lines? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something I kept saying every time. Databricks has been built by the community for the community.
Right. Right.
We keep hearing feedback,
Feedback. True.
and those feedback are transformed into actionable insights that leads to build features. And you mentioned something earlier about Databricks One.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Databricks One is the answer to Databricks
Mm-hmm.
being simple and being able to be used by business users.
Yep.
Because now if you go and open, you're like a business user, when I use Databricks, sometimes can be overwhelming with all the innovations we have inside. You're gonna find like, I don't know, workflows, compute, orchestration, Gen AI,
Good problem to have.
playground. Yeah, it's a good problem to have, to be honest. I would
Yeah,
happy to have
for
this problem.
sure.
And with Databricks One, it's lightweight version of Databricks where you just deploy or give them access to only what they need. And for instance, it can be, for example, access AI BI Genie. Like,
Right.
because you can deploy it with APIs and maybe have Genie within, I don't know, Teams or Slack. But what if you want to grant them access to the Databricks One? They can just log in and they can use Genie or maybe access some dashboards.
Right.
And it's super easy and it's accessible to anyone.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a very important point when it's kind of accessible to everyone, but it's also easy to use. And
Exactly.
I love how you kind of also mentioned about the community. It's for the community, and it's always been for the community, right? So that's fantastic. Also, what success trends have you seen with companies that double down on democratizing analytics and AI? Any thoughts around that?
I think the Databricks did a lot of improvement to the platform to make sure that they democratize access to data to every single person. I think years ago we started with data engineers,
Yep.
then like data scientists, then we shifted again to data analysts, and now we're targeting business users.
Yep.
And basically, we can use the platform for your entire data journey, from the ingestion
Yep.
till the deployment. And this can also help the customer because once they have like a unique platform,
Yep.
it's much easier to integrate all those cool components and get a value out of them.
Yeah, I think that's very important when you're kind of getting the value for the customers and for the business users. It is something that they kind of, really are looking out for, and Databricks is kind of helping them to, reach the goal. In the last 12 months, how has Genie kind of evolved? Any thoughts? I know you mentioned a little bit about it, but do you want to get into the features? Anything specific that you've been seeing that the customers are most excited about?
I think it's hard for me to keep track of all the updates and the
Yeah.
releases they've been releasing for the last couple 12 months. I remember I was talking with the marketing team. They were like literally struggling to keep up with all the updates.
Yeah.
And this
Yep.
is again, this is a very very good problem.
Yeah.
Like as I mentioned the knowledge store where you can define your joins,
Yep,
comments, synonyms. It released something called benchmarks. Like this is basically those SQL queries you can define. Like you ask a question
Right.
with the query, and you can test your Genie like quickly to make sure that it works well for you.
Yeah.
They released something called history, where you can share your feedback, whether it's a good response from Genie or maybe a bad response, and if it's the case, how you can discuss with the person who triggered
Exactly.
this issue.
Yep.
They released the APIs, like to move it to production and having this possibility to integrate it with Slack, Teams, or maybe Databricks app
Yep.
if you want.
Yep.
So I think the innovation is just it is really a good opportunity to work for Databricks and to use Databricks because you're never bored. That is something for sure.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Also, I want to switch gears a little bit around the Databricks One as well. I know for a fact where it kind of is positioned for a lot of marketers, sales teams, a lot of other teams in the space who are very data driven too. How was it a challenge before this for them? Do you want to shed like a little bit of light on that?
Yeah. So basically, in the past, we had two options: either grant them the access to the workspace, and it was still a good option, but because your data is governed with Unity catalog, so you know that this specific group of people won't be able to access maybe the sensitive data or maybe data from another team. but it was cumbersome for them because of all the innovation we have.
Exactly.
So it was a little bit hard for them. So they had two options: either use the Databricks workspace, or
Yep.
they can use I don't know, Teams or Slack. But sometimes they want maybe to have another option, and one Databricks One is
The
the option.
option. Yeah, I think that kind of solves a lot of problem for them as well. And if they can now, you know, they can be more data driven freely as well about things and the work that they've been doing in this space. Those are fantastic insights. Coming to a little bit towards the governance space as well. Were also a few updates around the Unity catalog for unified data plus AI governance. What do you think? And why do you actually think the companies should be prioritizing unified governance right now? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So again, if you come back a little bit in the past, you had to use many tools, like a tool for data warehousing, a tool for ML, for ETL, for dashboarding. And this led to discrepancies because you had to copy the data multiple times to handle different governance systems, which lead to like errors.
Yep.
With UC, or with the data intelligence platform, we did combine all of those components in one, and that's what we call the data intelligence. And the awesome fact about data intelligence is everything is governed with Unity catalog, which means you define the governance once for your table, your like not only your tables but your AI asset as well.
Right.
And then you can use them across all the services, and it's much more easier and more secure. So not only you know who like have the permission to access data, but also when, which is super important when it comes to security.
Yeah, and how do you think the companies should approach the AI governance in the AI era?
Yeah, I think it's super critical right now because we have a lot of data. Sometimes it can be sensitive data, and you don't want to have like someone from another business unit maybe accessing this data. So that's why you need to make sure that you're granting the right permissions to the right people, and this is very crucial. And that's why Unity Catalog is super important, because it's very easy to use. Like you can do it with the UI, with the API, like depending on your knowledge or how advanced you are, and then it's again used with all the components.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Any favorite features from the Unity catalog that you would like to mention? I know there are so many.
Yeah.
Just a few. Maybe two or three favorites.
Yeah, I think the first one is the ABAC, the attribute-based access controls, where basically you can define now tags. So I can, for example, go to a specific column and say, this column contains PII. So I will just tag it PII.
Yeah.
And I can tag another one, maybe sensitive data or whatever. And then I will just define a function, say, hey, whenever I have PII data, please mask it or hash it.
Right.
Which means you no longer need to duplicate data for the same table. You can have multiple like return results because of those policies you would have set up.
I love it. One last question for you, Youssef, and thanks for sharing all the great insights. You're always as good as, when it comes to data and AI, you're top class. So thanks for sharing all the great insights. One last thing, if folks want to reach out to you, learn more about the different things that you're doing, I know you share a lot of content, you have a podcast, you do a lot of different things, and you work on the products as well, and you work with clients too. So a lot of things. Where can they reach out?
So, first of all, reach out to your Databricks representative if you are a Databricks customer.
Nice.
If it's not the case, feel free to reach out to me in LinkedIn, Twitter, or the YouTube. So my name is Youssef Mrini, as Ravit mentioned, and the YouTube channel is Next Gen Lakehouse.
Fantastic. I love it, Youssef.
To answer all those questions.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And like I said, Youssef is super approachable, very cool guy. So go and follow him, and love all the content that you put out. And thanks for sharing all the great insights. Such a pleasure hosting you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us. Bye.
Bye.